So after I apply the cleanser, toner, moisturizer, I am going to do a little brow, very light foundation and powder, and some gloss with a little mascara, something very simple. So for your brows, you can use 3 things. You can use pencil, which is eyebrow pencil. You can use brow pomade, as they would say it, or brow gel. So it looks like this. This is the cover of it. Now this is a low-end brand, which is LA Gill. There are different brands. There are different Color Pop. There are local brands that we have here, Ambrosia. There are different brands. I like this LA Gill. It lasts longer. It doesn't dry up. Sometimes you would forget it open, and you know for sure you could come back and it's not dry. I prefer gel though. I do not like pencil because I have greasy eyebrows. So probably by next 2 hours, my eyebrows would look greasy. So the gel kind of keep me somewhat mattish. And you also have powder. Powder, as you can use eyeshadow powder, or you can use brow powder to keep those brows, to get those brows in place. But before I add anything, I want to put on a little primer on my face, because as I mentioned, I'm very oily. So I need to put on a little primer, which is a face primer. So I'm using e.l.f. primer. So it's e.l.f. putty primer. It looks like this. So I'll apply it like how I'd apply my moisturizer and rub in. So this will kind of give me that kind of matte-ish effect. But because I'm doing such a subtle, it will be somewhat dewy, but not matte, like matte. So my skin would look somewhat radiant. Wouldn't look too matte-ish. So I'm using my brow gel to give my eyebrows some definition, some shape. So if you are using your pencil, you do not need a brush. But because I'm using brow gel, I need a brush. So let me show you. Angle brush, right? Very good, very good. And the spoolie. Very good. I see you guys know some stuff there, man. Is it Akoi? Very good, very good.
Dirty, yeah.
So what I like to, yes, yeah. So what I like to do, get my eyebrows in place. Let me just, so get my eyebrows in place. You know, so I brush my hair into the direction it's growing. So which is to the tail or closer to the end, that direction. So you try to kind of groom your eyebrows in place and get it there. Now, you do not want to add extra eyebrows. Now, most of you has a lot of eyebrows. This is just for the adults who play the fool with their eyebrows and have no eyebrows now. You tweeze out, or as we know it, you pluck out all the eyebrows. When you're young, you shave out all the eyebrows, you know. So you are using the natural shape of your eyebrows. So for those of you who has plenty eyebrows, you do not need to fill your eyebrows. So I'll show you where you stop. So as for me, I need eyebrows. So you are taking the natural line of your eyebrows. Take your time, you're going as close as possible to the natural line of your eyebrow. First step. So wait, I missed something. So in order for you to know exactly where your eyebrows need to start, where it need to end, you see your nose bridge, your first line. From the edge of your nose, straight line. So you hold a pencil and you mark it off there. So your first line is supposed to be right there. Some people has natural eyebrows that is joined together, which is unibrow. So as you get older, you'll be allowed to wax, so you'll be allowed to shave. So you clean that off, the unibrow, so your eyebrow. So what, when you wax or shave that off, it gives you some nose bridge. So now as you see it, that hair that joined there, it will somewhat narrow down your nose bridge. So you measure to the edge of your nose, straight there. That's where your eyebrows stop. That's where it starts, sorry. You are kind of slanting it somewhat. So it's like you're looking straight ahead. So right there. So sometimes you can average. You can look at your eyebrows and kind of get midway to know where you arch. So where your high point or where you go up to give you that nice arch. To the end, to the edge of your nose, to the end of your eyes. You see right to the end there? That is where your eyebrow stops. Some people love to carry this eyebrow straight down to the earlobe. No, you do not drag your eyebrows that low. Sometimes you tend to kind of have droopy eyes by the way you drag your eyebrows. So you kind of to the edge of your nose, right to the side of your eyes. So as you can see it, I probably may need to go down a little more. Right there. Right there. So this is my first line. Second line, you kind of go midway. And you connect from the top to the bottom. Just that. Then you continue to the top. Remember, you're not drawing on your eyebrows too wide and too big. So you all are seeing that. You are leaving somewhat like a 1/8 to the front. You do not want to have your front too boxy. So 1/8, and then you start to fill in from the tail, go up. So you take your time and you fill in by not adding too much product. Remember, you want your eyebrows to look as natural as possible. Have you guys noticed from the time somebody looks at you, well, this is for the more grown or adult folks. From the time somebody looks at you, this is where they look, this area. From the time somebody looks at you, this is where they look, nowhere else. Your lips could be how trashy, they look at your eyes. So your eyes. So to the front of my eyebrows, now I'm taking my spoolie and I'm brushing it in the opposite direction, which is closer to my nose bridge, because I want that nice soft faded look to the front there. So I naturally have a slit in my eyebrows, so I normally fill that in. And I'm brushing out. So let me just come a little closer. So look at me, right there. Soft to the front and gradually it started to darken. Okay, so let me do the other side. Same thing. Under as close as possible to your eyebrow. Same thing with the top. You draw to the top and you connect. You leave about a 1/8 to the front. You start to fill. And you soften to the front with your spoolie in the opposite direction. Now, if I want a more crispier look, I would go in with some concealer. Because sometimes, okay, so we in lockdown in Trinidad here, we have no hairdresser or barber to go to clean up. So what your concealer does, it camouflage. You have dark circles under your eye, your concealer camouflage that. You have hair that is outgrown under your eyebrows, your concealer camouflage that. So I'm going to clean up under to give me that nice crisp look under my eyebrow there. So I'm using a brush like this, which is a flat concealer brush. It looks like this. Right, flat with my concealer. So I'm seeing this, is it? Koi, she is in the game with this makeup. She has her concealer, so I'm using 2 shades lighter than my complexion to give me that highlighted look. Because when you see a shave or you wax the eyebrows, you have this nice highlighted look. So I'm using 2 shades lighter to give me that nice highlighted look. So I do not apply it with my concealer brush, but I do not apply it with my concealer applicator, I should say. Sometimes this could be very messy and you squeeze too much. So I want control, so I would apply it with my brush. So I'm putting a little bit. Remember, you can add, but you cannot take away. So add a little at a time, and then you can add more if needed. So you take your time and you go in as close as possible. So this kind of gives you a nice crisp. So if you look at the both sides, it gives you a nice kind of definition. Same thing I'm doing with the other side, as close as possible. Now, some people may not have the art of getting their both eyebrows evenly. So sometimes one eyebrow is always higher than the other. Always remember your eyebrows are not twins, but they are sisters or they are cousins. So don't frustrate yourself to get them the same way. Even some twins don't even look the same way. So try not to frustrate yourself about getting it, the same shape. So because I'm not doing much makeup, I can use this concealer as my base or primer for my eyes. So I'm taking my time there and pressing that concealer in. So it's my primer for my eyes. So it's like me creating a very smooth canvas so that my eyeshadow application can be applied there. So I'm doing the same with the other eye. So any questions as we go along? No? Okay, so I'm taking my concealer from my left eye and I'm joining it with my right eye. In that way, I would see the height of my eyebrows. So I would know they are both in the same line. So I'm taking my time and now if you see me looking straight ahead, I have a mirror right in front of me here. So this way I would know my eyebrows on the same level. Don't worry, trust the process. All of these, we cleaning it up. I'm just adding a little more primer, a little more concealer. Now you may see my hand moving fast, but it's not rough, but it's just a quick application because I know we're on time. Your eyes are very gentle, so you need to take your time and apply, not rough, gentle movements. So we need to clean up the top to have the top looking nice and smooth. So before, makeup is a trend and it's always something new. So before we used to use 2 shades darker, now we would use 2 shades lighter to give you that nice pop, but now we would use 2 shades darker because you don't want to use the same shade which is lighter over the top. You'll have this halo look and you don't want that reflection. It's okay to have the halo down to the bottom and brighten under your eyes, but on top, you want this to blend in seamlessly and nice with your foundation. So what I would normally do, I would go in with some foundation. So I'll use my shade of foundation for on top. same thing, as close as possible to your eyebrow. So look at it. It kind of gives the eyebrow some definition. It neatens it up. So sometimes you'd have fine hair on top there as well. This helps to cover that. Concealer helps cover blemishes and marks and that kind of thing, discoloration. I would go in with a blending brush or a buffer brush, which is a small fluffy brush that looks like this, to soften the top there. So by the time I'm finished blending, you cannot tell that I use anything on top here because it looks like skin. Now under you would see it because it's lighter, but on top you can hardly tell. So I'm taking my time and just pressing the concealer down here because I want this to be very smooth. I'm removing the line that I made to the front there. Sometimes you may need to go back in to just, you know, clean up and correct, because sometimes your concealer can remove some of your product from your eyebrow. So you just may need to fix that. So just like this. Now, because I'm using a water-based concealer, I need to set. I don't want to crease, so that when I put on my eyeshadow, I look creasy. So I'm just setting it with some Sacha setting powder, which is white translucent powder. So I'm also pressing that onto my eyebrows. In that way, my eyebrows would not look oily or greasy. Now, a trick to note, you can also use your setting powder over your whole entire face. So because I am oily, I can go take a very thin layer of my setting powder and go over my whole entire face to give me that kind of matte finish. So I just need to go in here a little bit with my eyebrow. Right, so I'll take some setting powder, go over my entire face. So kind of give me a kind of, you know, not so oily. I'm just pressing to take away some sheen a little bit. So there are always tips and tricks you can use. So this may not work for everybody. Let's say you have dry skin, it may not work for you. But if you have oily skin, definitely it can work. All right, so it's a basic eye look. So I'm just going to put a little brown eyeshadow on my lid. This brown. So I'll start off with this transition color first, this one. And then I'll go in with the brown to the end. So simple. Right in your crease area, very soft. So it's like if you are applying it windshield wiper, left, right, very simple. So I press first to get my color deposit into my lid, on my lid, sorry. You don't want to wipe off too much of your product just yet. So you press with that transition, very soft and subtle. So this is a very beginner-friendly look. So then I take my time, windshield wiper, left and right, right there. Right under that, I'll go in with a little cocoa brown or chocolate brown. Just to intensify the color a little bit, right there. So it gives you a little transition between your primer, your eyeshadow primer. It doesn't look just normal. Same, I'll do the same on the other side, transition color first, which is the lighter brown. Take my time and blend out that edges. You don't want any harsh edges. Very subtle. And then I just go and intensify just a little bit with the cocoa brown. And that's it. I've used a little black gel liner. So I use brown on my eyebrows. I'm using black now. Or you do not even have to use, okay, so let me not use a liner. I'll just use some mascara. So I'm using Revlon. Yeah. Dramatic definition. You can use any mascara of your choice. So on your eyelashes, you go down and then out. So it's like a click of the wrist, a wrist movement. For under, you go under and out. You can go, and sometimes you may very rare see your eyelashes. Some people may not have too much eyelashes. You can take the tip of the brush and kind of it's like you kind of giving them some definition to find them first, and then you would take your wrist and pull out. You do the same under, tip of the brush. And you pull out. So if you look at this side of the eyes, it looks way different to the other side. Same thing, take your time. Okay, so that's it for the eyes. So the foundation I'm using, sorry, it is Revlon Super Stick. Very nice foundation, and you can get your shade in this foundation. It's a 24-hour wear and it is full coverage. Very nice. Now these are foundation brushes. you do not have brushes, you can use wedges, sponges, beauty blenders. So you don't have, you can use sponges, which is like this. It looks like cheese. But always remember, when you're using sponges and brushes, you damp them. You do not want your product to soak up into your brushes, or your sponge. So this is a beauty blender. From the time it's wet, it expands. So I'm using this brush, which is a buffing brush. I like to get my product in, so I use a buffing brush. I hardly use sponges. So I'm using some water spray bottle. I'm just misting it so that my product do not absorb too much into my brush. I rest my foundation here. Normally I has a palette. I normally put the foundation on. But because it's me, I'm using it on, I can use it here, and I'm warming up the product a little bit, which is the foundation. I do not dip my brush like this into the foundation. By me doing this, all this product would be absorbing into this brush. So I'll use the same brush that I use for my eyebrows onto the face, you know, to spread that product nicely and evenly onto my face. Take my brush and I press that product in under the eyes. You remember, technique is very important. Your technique is very important. By you taking your time and getting that product in, you are not rubbing it out, because by you rubbing, it would be like you're rubbing off your moisturizer and all of that, your primer and all of that. So you need to press and set that product in. I will take the product from my jawline and just drag down to my neck. You notice I didn't put any more product, but just the excess on the brush to give my neck that even flow. Sometimes you take out putty and you look your neck a different color to your face because it just stop right there and that's it. So if you look at here, how it's nice and flawless, unlike here, you know. So let's fix this area. Don't forget your ears. Your ears is very important. Very, very important. Sometimes we do the whole face and the ears out there very shiny. Your ears is very important. Go straight go up into your hairline as well. So when you are done, you have this nice seamless finish. And there you have it. You can see. So the same brush I am using, I would use to put some powder on. I'm setting with some black opal powder, finishing powder. So I'm just pressing the same way, pressing. So I'm sure you can start to see the mattness that it's creating here, or like the dewiness on the side. Now, some of you who don't have oily skin, you can just go in with your powder to just have that nice polished look. But if you are like me, that you are out all day, you need that extra coverage and you need that makeup to stay. So I am just going to put on just a little regular lip gloss. So I'm using Ashley. A lip gloss, I think is tea tree, yeah, lip treatment. So it's like a lip gloss. Normally I like to just go in and line my lips a little bit to give my lips some definition. And just apply. And just like this. Now you may ask, after all of this, how are you removing this? So when I'm done, I just like to do a little rose water. The same toner, just mist, you know, to set. Normally you can take your brush and just press that in, or you can leave it to just evaporate. Now you're wondering, how are you cleaning off all of this when you're finished? The same process that we use. Good. I find this, is it Akoi? You well know your makeup stuff. Yes, very good. Yes. So you are using your cleanser. So first, I do not just go over my face basin and wash off. Your face basin tends to look too mucky with all this makeup. So I'll use wipes, some facial wipes, and remove it. Sorry, 1 second. So I'll use some facial wipes, remove, go in with my either micellar water with my cotton pad, or I go in with my cleanser. So you cleanse, tone, moisturize, just as the same way you would have started, and you clean that makeup off. To be extra sure that everything is off, you go back over with our wipes after you do all that process. Then you'd know, okay, my face is fully clean. So any questions?
Giselle, for those who don't like have maybe foundation and powder, they can just do the process and put the powder alone if you don't have foundation,
powder
right?
alone. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Some people don't like anything on their eyes. They can even skip the eye step. So you just put your powder on and you put a little lip gloss on. But you need to protect your lips, even though you're using, let's say you're using matte lipsticks, like Sasha Matte Velvet, or any one of these, you need to at least put a little, probably some petroleum jelly on your lips to protect your lips just before you apply the matte lipstick. You can wipe it off, at least your lips is moisturized, and then you apply your matte lipsticks.
Okay, great. See, Dorothea has been following the steps.
Listen, pretty much, yes, yes, yes. And she seemed to have a lot of stuff.
Nice. Well, what about those with some nice thick eyebrows? I saw Angeli Phillips. She has nice thick eyebrows. She might not need to put on any right, Angeli?
Right.
Touch Angeli's eyebrows.
What she needs to do is just conceal and clean up with the concealer to give that definition.
And I said even wax. I didn't even wax too. But I have a unibrow too, but I don't even wax.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, she has nice eyebrows, yeah.
Doesn't need to put any eyebrow pencil or anything there.
Shalini can as well. She has very nice eyebrows.
Yes. Yeah. Shalini has thick eyebrows.
Yes. So no questions, guys?
What about the other ladies? Denise, you okay?
I don't really have a question, but I'm past the age of 18, and I was never really interested per se in makeup, but I found this session to be very informative, and nice. I thank you.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
Hi. It's not a question, but I'd appreciate if you could get some more tips on the lips because that's something that I personally just leave out.
Okay, so let me touch on the lips a little bit. Now, with your lips is an asset. Back then, your lips was, everybody was, people would give you fatigue about, oh, your lips so thick, your lips so this. Have you noticed there's so much surgeries done to give you that nice plum lip? So sis, with those big thick lips, embrace them, sis, embrace them. You all have beautiful lips. So us Afro individuals, we need to embrace those thick lips. Normally, so let's say your lips are too thick, you can go in with a liner. Most times, a brown eyeliner or lip liner. Now, even though you have eyeliner, don't frustrate yourself and go out there thinking, okay, I have an eyeliner, I cannot use eyeliner on my lip. Makeup, there's no rule. Yes, you can use an eyeliner on your lip. You can even use the brow gel that I'm using for your eyebrows on your lip. So you want to minimize. So let's say, oh, you have too much lips, you want to minimize, you can line. Always remember, when lining, it gives you definition. But if you are lining your lips, you do not go over your lip. So it's like there's a line on the inner part of your lip. That is your guide. Take your time and go in with your lipstick or go in. Because people with thicker lips believe because my lips so thick, we cannot use lipstick. Sis, pop those lips with those lipsticks. You're just trying not to use too much of shiny stuff. Use more matte so that it wouldn't give you too much attention where the lip is concerned. Some people, lips are out of proportion, meaning bottom are bigger or top are bigger. You can also give it some definition where, so let's say the bottom is bigger than your top. You can go over your lip line to give it an illusion that it looks even, then it's even proportion. I hope you understand that. So your lips is an asset on your face. So lining is very important. Always try to line. Let's say you don't have liner, but you have lipstick. So you have a darker shade. You have a darker shade. So let's say you have two shades, like a darker shade and a lighter shade. You can use your darker shade as your liner and your lighter shade to line. So sorry, as your lipstick. So it will come like a blend, or you can get an ombre, darker on the outside, lighter on the inside. Okay? I hope you understand that.
Hello.
Yes, Beverly.
Hi. Thank you for this session. I'm not a makeup person, to be honest with you. I don't wear makeup. I heard you talk about the face and washing the face with water. That's what I normally just wash my face with water and use a lot. Like we have some local oils here that we use that are made naturally. So I use the natural stuff. Or if I do use soap, I use turmeric. I don't use makeup. Number one, I really don't feel comfortable in way. I didn't grow up using them. And at the same time, because I do not want to put it and make a mess out of it, so I prefer to just play it safe. But I really want to thank you for sharing all these tips. One of the things that you said in terms of don't wash down, wash up, I didn't even know that. So thank you so much for taking your time and share all these tips. A lot of things we take for granted, that we just do things without even realizing the science behind it. So thank you for sharing. And I know the young girls probably enjoy that because they love to make their makeups and stuff like that. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
Yes, Miss. My question was if it is fine to steam your face after you have cleansed the makeup of your face.
Okay, so is it stain your face you are saying?
Yes, Miss.
To steam.
So what is stain? I'm not too sure if I
To
understand.
steam, like a heat.
Steam your face.
Steam.
Oh, steam, yes. So like a steam, yes. But remember, when you do those stuff, you cannot put on makeup after, unless it's a 24 to 48 hours, because remember your pores is open. That is just like you do the exfoliant, your pores is open, so whatever product you put in goes into your pore. So once you do a facial steam, you do not put on makeup 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Good.
Last chance, girls. Rounding up the session now. Well, thank you very much, Miss Giselle. Oh, Ricardo, go ahead.
Most welcome.
Yeah, hi guys. Not necessarily in the category of young ladies, but I do have a question.
No problem.
Actually, I'm not in the category at all, but I've found myself in positions where I'm doing a lot of recording lately and Instagram lives and that type of thing. But I am not, I don't wear makeup. Right? Do you have any advice for what I could do in terms of just facial prep that is not makeup, even if it's using a cleanser or something? Because I don't want to come across like over greasy, but I also don't want to come across as the guy who put on makeup to do a recording.
I know, I understand. Yes, for anybody, be it male or female, I always recommend that you take care of your skin. So instead of using your same soap that you use, which is your bath soap, you can use a facial cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. But it all depends on your skin, and it doesn't mean because you are oily, you would not use a moisturizer. So I can't even recall if I saw you to see if you have facial hair. But
Oh yeah,
you do facial hair, right?
Trying to get a camera on.
Yeah. But you can, there's facial cleanser that you can use. So in that way it helps. Right, okay, right, I'm seeing you there. Right, so you have beard hair, right? You can also, do you shampoo your hair? The beard hair?
I've started. I didn't realize that you could get dry scalp on your chin.
Right, listen. And some people have all this here on their face and not knowing. Sometimes you separate that and it's dry under. Simple as using oils like your coconut oil and that kind of thing helps. And the hair on your beard, it will change the texture. Sometimes you pass your hand and you'd notice it falling out, that kind of thing. By you taking care of it, you would see the difference. Yeah. So yeah, you can use facial cleanser, tone, moisturize. Simple. Even coconut oil at night. That and all would help. You put it on your face and you just pass it straight down on your beard.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Young ladies, you could tell your male counterparts, even if it's a big brother or uncle or somebody. But thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks very much. I'm so glad Ricardo asked that question, because it really does apply. Sometimes we think, just females, but it does apply to men as well to, cleanse, tone, moisturize. They can get their cleansing wipes and stuff and just do something basic, So I'm really glad for that. So ladies can share, with their spouses, the older ones, with their fathers, uncles, brothers, cousins and stuff like that, and get the information out there. Thank you very much, Ms. Giselle James. It was really a wonderful session. I think it's always very enlightening to me. I'm not really a makeup person, but it's good to know the little tips. Beverly,
I have a question, please.
Right. Yes, Beverly.
Is that toner very good to use? They call it cucumber witch hazel. It is an alcohol-free toner. Is that a very good toner to use?
Yes, it is, witch hazel, it is. I was telling Simone last night, back then, witch hazel was very reasonable. But because of the fact there are so many people now into the beauty industry, witch hazel went rocket high. Well, I'm not sure the prices of it in your country, but it is expensive where we are here. But yes, it is. And those were the first cleanse. Those were the first toners out. So it's very good to use.
All right, then. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Rose water. Trust me, as simple as you see this rose water, it's very good.
Let me see.
It's an astringent also. So this is more on the lower end, but it's very good.
So rose water, witch hazel, and what is the other one?
So if you're using rose water, you don't need to use witch hazel. So it's either or, one or the other.
All right, then. Thank you.
The other one would have been the toner from Caramia. And then we have the micellar water.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So one or the other. You're welcome.
Okay, all right, thanks.
So we have some simple stuff, you know, even if people can't afford some of the products, you know, simple things like the rose water that they could apply as the toner.
Yeah.
Coconut oil for moisturizing, you know.
That's right.
I sent the girls on the email an attachment with some DIY stuff that they can use. So girls, go into the document, have a look at all the various, you know, coconut oils, maybe avocado if you want to do like a little mask and stuff like that you can use from your household. You don't have to go out specifically to buy things.
This was good too.
Buy aloe vera as well. Yeah, so if you have aloe vera downstairs or outside in your garden, you pick some, you could use that on your face. Google up some nice DIY recipes in addition to the ones that I sent, and you know, use those to help take care of your skin from now. Those who are allowed to wear makeup or a little, you know, foundation, powder, etc. You know, do so. Just, you don't need much, you know, because you're beautiful just the way you are. It's just a little touch up, you know. Those who are allowed to do it, and who, I mean, like, because not everybody likes, you know, likes makeup. Guys, so this was a really wonderful session. I think today went really well. That's my opinion. I'm not sure what you guys thought. Anybody have any sentiments as to how today went? Any comments? All right.
Yes, I do have a comment. I enjoyed today's session, especially the diet and nutrition, which actually motivated me to eat healthier more often and rather choosing healthier food than junk food. And I also enjoyed the makeup session, especially when it came to the eyebrow grooming part and doing your eyes, because I personally don't like to add any foundation to my face. I just like to do a good skincare so my skin already looks smooth, but I love to take care of my eyes and my lips and my eyebrows so they really look nice. I'm very thankful for this session. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.